even characters like Crustle that are genuinely thought of as lower tier can be phenomenal choices inside of strategies that lean into doing what they want to do in your team composition.
Absolutely, and we're seeing here that Crustle Lucario heading up to the top path for Random Gaming, Talonflame Lucario in the top path for Yerman Burger Flippers. In this bottom path, we have Greedent and Wiggly for Yerman, and we have Talon, and I can't fully see it. Is that Greedent for Random Gaming?
Yeah, Greedent securing that last hit on that contested crab in the center there, getting that Aos energy and being able to cap it in. And again, getting another last here. See that Aos energy going into the tank for Crustle. Just one more hit or score, and it's going to get to stop being a 12 and get all grown up.
And we do see both Dratinis right now evolving into Dragonair and making their way to this top path for the 8 minutes 50 seconds spawning of those Vespa Queens and Combies. It's a huge team fight that happens in that top area. And look, actually, in that top path right now, we have a bit of a fight happening before those bees are there. Crustle getting picked off by that Lucario. Talonflame securing the KO.
And we see this thing happen to kind of both teams here. It happened to Yerman first, then happened to Random Gaming second. The teams pushed across the map and got in dunks that have valuable points for these scoring compositions, but these points came at the cost of knockouts.
Oh, wow. And we are actually watching the central area Dragonair go down for Yerman Burger Flippers. And Lucario as well being chased down by that Crustle. It made it back in time and it said, no, no, no. I'm the one who KOs here. I am the one who knocks.
Yeah, and you talked about this and highlighted it perfectly earlier, Spriggles. Both of these compositions really don't care about getting knocked out. Once you're knocked out, you know, the first dozen times, there's nothing to be afraid of. All you are looking to do is put points in the enemy goal as quickly as possible.
That's right. They're not worried about getting knocked down. They're coming right back. They are rocky, and they did not hear a bell. Here we have Talonflame in this stop. Ooh, barely getting away. And now this Lucario might be paying for this.
Yep, and this is a tough engage. It is very difficult to knock out opposing Pokemon on that goal early because the goal not only heals you, but it also gives you that shield for a short while, making you incredibly more durable.
So this is very early into this match, Jeff, and they already have 91 and 105 points. This is what we're looking at when we talk about teams focused on scoring and having their composition all about scoring. You've got Pokemon like Greedent and Crustle and a rollout Wigglytuff just making their way across the map using score shields and scoring, while at the same time you have these Dragonites that make it to each objective and try to secure them with their Hyper Beam.
It's really kind of interesting the way these team compositions played out, because we see the Crustle in Yerman's center path there contesting these wild Pokemon. It means that the center path characters on both these teams end up a little bit behind in levels where they would be in a typical game of Pokemon Unite.
That's right. We're seeing the Dragonite from Yerman Burger Flippers just evolved, and Random Gaming able to take this Dreadnought. This is actually the first time I've seen either of these teams fully show up to Dread. Everyone is on time today.
It is actually silly. You know, Dreadnought probably felt a little bit disrespected in those early games, probably sat down with the teams. I was like, listen, I'm important.
I assume that's the exact conversation that happened. We'll never know because it was behind closed doors, but look at all this scoring happening. They're pushing towards this tier 2 goal. Oh my goodness, Random Gaming. What a moment for them. This is great, but they might pay for it by getting KO'd.
And again, some of these knockouts are happening, but the knockouts aren't what you care about. You don't win the game at the end for having knocked out or dealt damage to the opposing team. You win because you dunked as much Aos energy as you could in their goals.
Trust me, Jeff, as someone who knows how to lose in Pokemon Unite, you are 100% right. And wow, they don't care at all. They just want to put points in. That is one of the smallest overdunks I have seen. That goal was at 1 point left, and that Crustle said, I'll just throw 5 in here. Who cares? That goal's gone.
Really, the most important thing that these teams do is they want to open up that center path all the way to that home base before the end of the game happens. It doesn't matter how little their overcaps are while they get there.
Oh, look, here we go. We have this Rotom trying to be pushed in this top goal. Now, this is something that most teams wouldn't really focus on. They would let the Rotom move in towards the enemy's goal and just kind of leave it so that they can continue to get experience around the map. But they actually would have loved to get that in that goal and continue scoring.
Well, something interesting that actually happened. They walked with the Rotom, kind of, but they scored in front of it and then bounced before taking the fight. They know on Random Gaming side that they can't take an engagement on that point. They can, however, dunk in Yerman's face.
So we have Dreadnought coming up here. We'll see if the teams show up to this Dreadnought. We have a lot of Random Gaming here, actually. 2 members of Yerman are all over the map. We see Talonflame farming in that top area. And here we go. The secure from the Lucario on Random Gaming.
You see that Talonflame trying to escape here, maybe narrowly getting out without the knockout. The Hyper Beam secures it just in the nick of time.
Random Gaming here, it looks like they're saying, I would love to score on this tier 2 goal. Is anyone around? Can we do that, please? I would love to. Greedent putting some points in, while Talon here from Yerman Burger Flippers scoring at will in this top goal.
I love this, you know, again, just score, score, score. Talonflame's got 3 points. It's like, no, any amount of points is enough to score. And it stayed in and ends up getting punished by the Crustal Unite for staying in.
To be fair, I mean, that's a big Unite to pull out just to KO a little Talonflame right there. So I have to feel pretty good as that Talonflame going down to an entire Unite move from Crustal.
Really cute micro thing from the experienced Crustal player here. Fluffy tailing the Corphish in the center, dropping the Stealth Rocks, and then walking away, knowing that that's enough to take the wild Pokemon out.
Yeah, just walking away from it like an action movie, a cool guy walking away from an explosion right there. Crustal knew it had that. And look at this big secure from Dragonite. Is it able to get these points? Yes, it is. 40 into that bottom goal. Wow, this game is so close. 296 to 312.
Yeah, speaking of explosions, all of the Unite moves on these teams might as well read, this is going to dunk some points, because that is what these players are looking to do. We see a Rotom walking in that top path towards Random Gaming's goal. Can this be what finally breaks it and opens up that center path?
The interesting thing here is we have Random scoring in the bottom path. We have Yerman breaking goal here in this top path, or at least trying to. And there we go. Top goal broken. Everyone just looking to put points on the board, but that bottom goal is still there for Yerman Burger Flippers. They really want either this top or bottom goal gone before the Zapdos spawns here in about 40 seconds.
Gosh, I think this is the most wild Pokemon I've ever seen up on one of the maps in this grand finals. There are a ton of wild Pokemon waiting to be collected for both experience and Eos energy to dunk on into these goals.
And we do have the final Dreadnought of the match being fought right now by only one team. As we've seen so often throughout this series, they are just letting them have it.
Yeah,
the other team is they're focused on scoring. They're focused on getting Eos energy. They need their Unites back. There's about to be a Zapdos fight, Jeff.
Yeah, there was a Lucario and a Talonflame directly above the Dreadnought, and they were like, no, these bees give me Eos energy. The Dreadnought does not give me Eos energy.
Here we go, Zapdos spawning. 1 second left, an immediate Stealth Rock. Lucario jumping on it. We have Dragonite getting its Hyper Beam ready to take it. Fluffy Tails being thrown down on it. And we have the secure from the Lucario on Random Gaming. They are now going to run to score some points. And the Dragonite's still down there from Yerman Burger Flippers.
The Dragonite here, worth noting, is choosing to go and defend here because it only has 18 points, knowing that it can keep out more points than it can dunk in, making defense the better option.
Wow, we do see the bottom goal being broken there by Yerman Burger Flippers. And right now, this game is so incredibly close. 498 to 474. There's no way these teams know exactly where they're at. But in about 15 seconds here, they're going to get an alert, letting them know, actually less information, that this is a very close battle.
The rollouts on this Wiggly have been very impressive, the way it darts around the map and uses the angles off of all of these walls to position exactly how it wants to.
Oh, we do have a year in the lead for Yerman Burger Flippers, so they know they're ahead, but not by that much. That is some huge information right there. And now Random Gaming also with a similar alert, letting them know they are behind.
Yerman's choosing to have that Talonflame hide in the bush, uniting in, and it's going to score another 100 here. This is huge. This lead extends even more, but here come Random Gaming Talonflame. Does guys here have a unite to push in as well?
Yeah, it looks like they want to send that Greedon in, cause a little bit of a distraction there, and then somehow let this Talon get these 50 points. Can it do it? It looks like, oh, wow, and it got the buddy barrier from that Crustal.
And the Greedon
Crustal is now there to score.
Oh, there's just the numbers. They keep going up, Spraggles. Everybody is on all of the points, not their own.
Jeff, the score is so incredibly close. Any amount of points that go in right now could be the deciding factor in this game. Is anyone able to put more points on the board?
There's
Going in from 14 and 30. I have to hold my breath.
I genuinely don't know how that ended. Survey says...
Random Gaming 750 beating Yerman Burger Flippers 706. And now all of a sudden, the team that was knocked out of the winners bracket by Yerman Burger Flippers is just one win away from being our grand finals champion.
Zapdos that Random Gaming has gotten 2 or 3 times in a row now.
And here we go. Possibly our final match of these grand finals. If Random Gaming can win here, they are going to be our champion, beating the team who actually sent them to the losers bracket.
We see here, same path splits as well. Greedon's facing off in the bottom, Wiggly's and Talonflames trying to secure their own farm, and then the top path just kind of running past each other and securing wild Pokemon and getting their dunks in.
Yeah, not a lot has changed. Everyone is playing on the other side of the map. That's mainly what's happening here.
That's a huge engage here. Now, this is different. We see Yerman putting their center path Dragonair into the bottom path this time through, whereas in previous matches, they had sent it to the top path to contest where Random Gaming was sending theirs. This is, again, you can change up your strategy in Pokemon Unite without changing up your specific composition through macro gameplay like this.
Yeah, this is really interesting to see, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like Random is really going to be able to take advantage of their Dragonair up there, at least early, because that Crustal was so low, it had to back up and it had to eat a berry, but they were able to get all of those Vespiquen Comb Beats.
Just to call out some really excellent micro-level gameplay from the Dragonair here, while it didn't secure any of the bees and Vespiquen for itself, it pushed to the left, keeping Yerman's Fletchling and Lucario from getting any of that contested wild Pokemon.
Wow, and 2 now going down here. Do we have a third? Yes, Talonflame going down as well. So we have 1 going down from Yerman, 2 from Yerman Burger Flippers and 1 from Random Gaming there. They actually lost their center area Dragonair, and now Greedon is here fighting over this wild Pokemon.
And we see here, the Dragonair just like, nah, I'm not gonna attack this Buffalon. If you want to work it down, you work it down. And then it tried to play for the last hit there, but it was unsuccessful. Greedon is very mean, and it gets what it wants.
It's really hard to secure against a Pokemon like Greedon. They have so much health and incredible last hit potential, as you said. And if you haven't played a lot of Pokemon Unite, you might wonder how important that is. Well, the last hit, it really means everything. You get all the AO synergy and all the experience. The enemy team gets nothing.
Yeah, and again, we see here, these Dragonairs at 7 minutes and 30 seconds are still just Dragonairs. The fact that their center path wild Pokemon have been contested time and time again on both teams means that they're behind. In fact, look at these bottom path Wiggly and Greedon. They're the same level as the center path Dragonair.
Interestingly enough, we do see Wiggly has switched up its Hollowware. It's no longer wearing the Sleepy Hollowware with its rollout build, which, as I said, needed to be done. And of course, we have Cowboy Greedons everywhere. Nothing makes me happier than seeing Cowboy Greedons.
It is imperative that we start seeing the Hollowware at the loadout screen, I think. This is a very important difference, Spraggles.
I love it, and I think it actually does make a difference. You have an idea of what these characters are going to do, and look at that. Trying to take some wild Pokemon from that Crustal there. It's hard to do.
Oh, poor Dreadnought. Left and all alone. Look at this Lucario. Lucario's like, I don't need to be here. Nobody's coming. Dragonite's got this. I'm going to go get some Eos energy somewhere else. That's more important.
This is the loneliest I have ever seen Dreadnought. I mean, I don't know what happened. It was the popular kid in school, and now no one is calling on Friday night.
Well, very clearly you've never played any of my solo queue games, Spraggles, because that's what most of my Dreadnoughts look like there.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jeff. Everyone rotates to Dreadnought in my solo queue games.
We see here a full 5 characters in the center for Random Gaming, traversing the map, clearing some wild Pokemon, and maybe, nope, not engaging with the Greedent, because that's never a good idea.
Look at this here. Right now the score 154-127. They are attempting to put a lot of points in this bottom goal. They would almost break it right here, but it would still be up.
We see Wiggly valiantly attempting to stop all of these people from scoring. And again, just being reminded why the best defense is a good offense. Just completely unsuccessful. All of Random Gaming able to dunk their points here in the bottom.
That really was impressive, though. Wiggly was fighting off 3 really difficult people to fight off. I mean, you had Lucario, Dragonite, Greedent all fighting you, and it was able to stay alive for a very long time there, eventually getting KO.
An incredibly close game on basically every axis here, although as I say that, the last character on Yerman's side has rolled over to level 10, pushing that point advantage as well, up almost 100. Things change very quickly with these score comps.
And as you're seeing, you know, when we talk about the level advantage, they did get that first very important Dreadnought. Even though it didn't seem like anyone cared about it, it really does help them.
Yeah, and you know, even if there aren't full 5-on-5 team fights, little skirmishes where 2 and 3 characters are running into each other, those give the edge to the people who have the higher levels, and Dreadnought helps your team be that person.
We've got both Rotom and Dreadnought spawning at almost the exact same time. 3 members of Random Gaming in this bottom path, 1 in this top path, and Yerman has no one near either of these objectives right now.
See that circle, Dragonite coming in. We're actually gonna have a brawl here, and it actually looks like Lucario and Dragonite versus Lucario and Dragonite, but Lucario for Random Gaming is a little bit late here. And they get that steal with the Dragonite Hyper Beam securing.
And like we said, the reason they're running this Dragonite in this team composition is because while they don't have amazing team fight ability, they can secure objectives with Hyper Beam in such a potent way. And here we go. We might have the bottom goal being broken, and we do. That means that central base goal will be open for Random Gaming.
When we see again here, these players like kind of walking with the Rotom, but also just kind of using the Rotom as backup so they can get their score shield dunks in that second point. And now Rotom's walking towards the home here.
I mean, it could make it towards that main goal. Do they actually let it go in? Of course, they're going to do everything they can to stop it right here, and they do. They do stop it from going in. Right now, Yerman, 364, Random Gaming, 308. A ton of points on the board right now. Yerman is ahead.
Yeah, and ahead ever so slightly in terms of points dunked, but the levels are almost identical here. Slightly more 12s for Yerman's, but also a 13 already for Random Gaming.
Now, Random Gaming using Crustle and its Unite move to put another 30 points on the board in this top path.
You see Dragonite securing the ever-important last hit on that Corphish there, denying Crustle the 3 AOS energy.
Here we have a big fight over these Vespiquen Combies, and like we said before, they want them not just for the experience, but mainly for the AOS energy. They need to score some points.
I think we've seen more people show up to Vespiquen and her spawns happening than we have to actual objectives in these matches so far.
So now we have a very important decision to be made. We have Rotom and Dreadnought spawning right now. Both of them can be secured before Zapdos is up. Rotom would seem to be the more important objective here. I'm wondering, yes, we do have 3 members of Yerman Burger Flippers heading towards Rotom as we have the entire team from Random Gaming up here. This actually could be the early Zapdos fight.
Yeah, this is the engage at the end here. And if you're Wigglytuff, you got to be super excited to have that engage happening where you get to roll out there.
Wow, lots of Unites being thrown down right now. We saw Dragonite heading up into the air. Greedent's Unite was thrown, and no one is able to secure this Rotom. And now it's time for a Zapdos fight with 3 members of Random Gaming down. Talonflame picking up the triple KO.
This is huge. You know, we talked about at the start how there just weren't team fights happening to really leverage Wiggly's Unite, and Wiggly really helped Yerman clean up there in that end engage. And it looks like we're likely to be going to a game 3 in this grand of grand finals.
It does look like it right here, and that was our early Zapdos fight. It was just before Zapdos had entered the game right there, but as you can see, having multiple members of Random Gaming down put Yerman in such a powerful position. They were able to take that Zapdos, and now they are ahead 864 to 420. Random Gaming is going to need a little bit of a miracle to come back from that one.
Yeah, they need over 400 points at this point, and I don't think there is enough Eos energy lying on the ground or even spawned on the map if they knock out every single wild Pokemon to even collect that much less assume that they can dunk it all in Yerman's home base.
But one thing that we have to remember is they are set up for scoring. It's not over until it's over, and I've seen some crazy comebacks in Pokemon Unite. It is possible. We have Unite moves coming down. They are running towards this center base. Points are going in, a 60. Ooh, it looks like we didn't get Greedence. We have an 86 from Dragonite, 82 from Talon. Oh, but we have points going in from Yerman Burger Flippers.
And again, both these teams, they understand they can't defend everything that happens here. As Yerman, I don't think I've ever seen the 4 digits on the spectator score screen before. Usually when those get in, it's like those last seconds and it pops up at the end. Rather impressive.
Well, I think Yerman Burger Flippers had to prove right here who the team is that scores over 1,000 points. It will not be you, Random Gaming. Yerman Burger Flippers over 1,000 points, tying up this series. Incredible. We are heading to a Game 3 without question. Jeff, the next match, it decides everything.
Your piece of the $500,000 prize pool.
And here we have it, all tied up. YBF against RG. I tried to shorten it. I'm not going to do it again. But, man, this is incredible. It all comes down to this, Jeff.
We see our teams choosing to stick with what they've done in the previous games. Same characters in the same path, same positioning on a micro level in those paths as well. Hoping that things break a little bit different for them or go the same if you're on the side of Vermin.
There we go. Scoring coming out from both teams, and both teams spending a whole lot of time not near their goals, but near the enemy's goals. This is what is to be expected.
I love the awkward dance when there's 2 people trying to contest the same wild Pokemon on the team where nobody wants to click their regular attack because they know the next burst is going to knock it out. It's almost like a game of chicken.
Yeah, that's right, because it is the person who gets that last final hit on the Pokemon that gets all the Eos energy and all the experience. So you do see them kind of wiggling around, looking at each other, saying, no, you go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I see both Greedents doing what I can only define as Greedent things, being on the opposite side of the map from their own, although it looks like Random Gaming's Greedent might be biting off more than it can chew. Really good positioning thing from the Greedent on the bottom there, though. Realizing that it was going to get knocked out, it instead of engaging, chose to make space so its teammate could try and secure those bees in the center.
Looks like things are going pretty well for Random Gaming here in this top path, but they might be pushing this Dragonair out, and they might be KOing it. They're going to chase it through their central area right here. Talon coming down, and we do have a KO right there.
Not only is it a knockout, but that Dragonair notably was KO'd with all of its Eos energy in tow, and it was not a small amount. When you fail to get in your dunks early, it becomes harder to dunk more energy than what you're holding, as we see a Talonflame narrowly get in their 18 here.
Yeah, and you can see they don't mind that Talonflame was knocked out there. It put its points in the goal. It did its job, Jeff.
Yep, we see here Dragonair for Random Gaming in its center path, being harassed by the Squirrel Bandit, denying it that valuable experience it needs to try and be Dragonite before the first round of objectives come on.
We're not even at 7 minutes, 30 seconds, and we have over 100 points, 121 from Random Gaming. Just so much scoring going on, so much time spent away from home. Do they even write? Oh.
More importantly, not only is there 120 points scored already, but neither outside point is broken on Yerman's side, so they are consistently dunking both top and bottom. This, one of the largest engages we've seen early here, with 3 players from each team on the bottom for this Dreadnought. Perhaps Random Gaming recognized that they gave up the first Dreadnought for free in the last game, and it could have potentially been a mistake to do so.
It also could just be the luck of the draw. They were busy scoring and they happened to be here for it, because you never know. It doesn't seem like these teams cared too much about Dread, but you're right. We do have multiple members of Yerman and multiple members of Random Gaming down here for this. We have 2 Dragonites with their Hyper Beams. Who gets it? Yerman Burger Flippers with it secure.
Yep, and this is huge because this first Dreadnought puts you over that breakpoint to get your Unite move. It heals you, it gives you a shield. You not only get that burst of experience, but it means that your team is more likely to get to push the advantage that they've generated here.
While this was happening, though, we do have the bottom goal being broken there. Random Gaming is now ahead even further, taking that bottom goal, and Talon is trying to do the same thing here for Yerman Burger Flippers.
Yeah, this Rotom that we've talked about top that walks at the opposing team's goal, threatening to make it defenseless, has a lot more value if you've broken the outside point on the top first. Excellent micro from this Crustle, juking the Talonflame back into those Stealth Rocks.
I mean, I don't think you often expect... wait, what KO'd Crustle?
Rotom had something to say about Crustle having excellent micro. It was like, no, you deserve to lose that one-on-one with the Talonflame.
Wow, Rotom saw it in the bush and said, no. I have to step in here. I have to do something about this. But Random Gaming able to take that first Rotom, push it towards that secondary goal here. They might score, they might not. Either way, Yerman has to deal with this right now. They don't want points going in their goal.
And again, map pressure here. We see that Rotom walking at the top, keeping the Burger Flippers distracted, and Random Gaming utilizes this time to dunk a bunch of points in the bottom. Oh gosh, this point breaking already? Wow, that is
wow.
Inside goal breaking before the 5-minute mark.
That is really impressive. And when you're talking about teams, focused on scoring, you have to assume that that feels great. They already have their path to victory set up before them. That central goal that they can go into even if they lose Zapdos.
Yeah, and again, you see the 5th character on Random Gaming side cross that level 10 threshold. Nobody is leveling extremely quickly on either of these teams. And when the levels are close, that means you need to look at the points to kind of gain a measure of who's ahead here. And Random Gaming is definitely ahead to start.
Absolutely. We do have an objective coming up. What would be considered the second loneliest Dreadnought in the world, and no one wanted to show up for this Dreadnought, except we do have Greedent here. Incredible at stealing Dreadnought, and Dragonite's coming in with this Unite move. Hyper Beam's coming down, but Yerman Burger Flippers were ready. That Hyper Beam was powered up and ready to go.
Okay, and we see those levels catching back up thanks to that Dreadnought for Yerman's team here. They have almost all crossed the 11, with the Dragonite crossing the 12, while there's not a single 12 on Random Gaming side. What is this team fight, Spraggles? These teams interact with each other?
I was thinking the same thing. I can't believe a team fight is breaking out here in the bottom path on this beach. Dreadnought's not even there anymore. It's time to fight once it's gone, I guess.
This Vespa Queen was left not knocked out. Think of the Vespa Queens. You don't have time to battle each other.
This has really been such an exciting series to cast for moments like this. It's so different from what you might see from a lot of the teams out there, but you can see this is the strategy that has dominated the EU finals.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. We have those North American finals, top 4 coming up just after this grand finals is done, and I would be very surprised if we have a Crustle in the finals of NA.
I would be shocked and awed, and I don't even know if I'm allowed to be that. Here we go. Oh, Talonflame going down. I don't know if it was Greedent or if it was actually that Rotom, but Talonflame goes down, and now this is pushing towards this top goal here. If they don't stop it, a ton of points could be put in, but the question is this Greedent just going to walk right past it, use its Unite move, and try to score 50 in this goal? Is it going to happen? No, they do stop it. Crustle scores 8, however.
Yep, little dunk going in there. That Unite move gives that Buddy Bear, giving you an extra chance to score through Score Shield, but not quite enough with all the damage that was on that point for the Burger Flippers. There's going to be 30 seconds on this Dreadnought. Will it be lonely, or will it have a bunch of friends show up here for a team fight again?
I don't think Random Gaming wants anything to do with this Dreadnought. I would be surprised if they want this fight at all. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left in this game. 2 minutes, 40 seconds until we know who your EU champion is.
Greedent from Yerman's Burger was like, Dreadnought? Okay, sure. I'll do the Dreadnought. Dragonite's coming here too. And this could be big. You see the level advantage in a slight tip of Yerman's favors. This Dreadnought's going to put them solidly ahead when it comes to this endgame team fight. The question is, will that fight be inside of the Zapdos pit again, or can they force the engage to happen somewhere else like we saw in the previous game?
We're seeing 3 members of Random Gaming sneaking up into that top path right here. Are they going to try to score as soon as this Zapdos pops out? I'm not sure. Here they are. We have Lucario, Greedent, and Crustle all trying to soar. Crustle is able to put some points in, and they're running straight towards the goal. They don't care about Zapdos. They've basically left it. They're leaving the Zapdos fight completely.
Random Gaming is like, listen, we know we lost the endgame team fight last time. There's not going to be an endgame team fight. We got points to score.
So there we have Yerman Burger Flippers take Zapdos, but right now they are over 400 points behind.
Yeah, but they're all surviving, Spreggles. That center base is opening, and I think we're about to see plus 500 for Yerman's team here. Oh,
wow. 762 to 788. This is incredibly close. I can't believe it.
I think both teams are on the we are clearing wild Pokemon and trying to dunk plan here. Something else to remember, there wasn't really an endgame team fight here. I would wager most of these characters have their unites to dunk points in with buddy barriers at this point.
Oh, wow, that's a great point. And we have a minute left. This is far from over. Whichever team can put more points in right now is the winner. Yes, Random Gaming is slightly ahead right here, but they might as well not be at all. This is anyone's game right now.
Dragonite escaping there is huge. It would have dropped all of its Eos energy had it been KO'd, and they would have been down a person for this engage on the point. And Random Gaming having the forward position here, I have to imagine favors them.
I think Random Gaming's in a really good spot right here. We do see the Unite moves coming in, trying to score. We have Greedent scoring possibly in this main, being pushed around right here. 68 coming in from Crustle. Do we have anything from Yerman? Are they able to counter score right now? They need to run if they're going to make this work.
Gosh,
and two members of Random Gaming.
100 more. Crustle's coming with 4 more. Like, we're not done dunking. Yeah, go do your thing over there.
10 seconds left. Can they get to a goal? Can they come back? Or did Random Gaming just win that right there? Points going in. Only 14 points for Yerman Burger Flippers.
I think Random Gaming might need to consider changing their team name to Crustle Gaming after this finals, because what an incredible change of a pick. Losing the match earlier and being put into the loser's bracket, being down a game in the first of the grand finals before the reset, and swapping to Crustle and basically sweeping afterwards.